TIFU by accidentally knocking out my son with a kendama and now I'm losing my wife. Hi Reddit, my previous post was removed and I wanted to better explain myself before continuing my story. For those who were concerned for my son's well-being, he is totally 100% fine. I misrepresented the situation. Initially he was knocked unconscious accidentally, but he was not unconscious for even an hour. My son told me while we were on the way to the doctors that he woke up at around 8. I put him to sleep at 7:45-ish after my wife came home. He said he felt fine, he had a headache and was sleepy, and so he fell back to sleep. As for his bloodshot eye, the doctor said that that was just a popped blood vessel and not a concern, excluding the eye patch. To keep him from irritating it, the doctor said there was no sign of trauma or permanent damage. It is true I lied to my wife and now I am certainly paying the price. My wife started grilling me about the details of the incident. She was livid. I told her everything about the fake story, but I just felt worse and worse as I continued to lie. She even started seeking legal counsel to sue the donut shop where I supposedly said our son fell and hit his head. That was when I knew I had to come clean. So I sat her down and confessed to accidentally hitting our son with the kendama. At first, she was shocked and angry, but eventually, she forgave me and we moved on from the incident. Or so I thought. My wife wouldn't let our son and I play together without her supervision for a couple of weeks. I think she got bored watching us play with his cars and building forts though, because she stopped watching us like a hawk. She also demanded that I stay home for the rest of our son's doctor's visits for his bloodshot eye and the apple-sized knot on his head. Even after our son completely healed, things started to feel different between my wife and me. She seemed distant and uninterested in spending time with me. She would go out every weekend or would have to stay late at work most nights. I tried to talk to her about it, but she would always brush me off or give vague answers. Then, one day, I caught her watching The Last of Us without me after coming home from the store. I was angry, so I grabbed the TV remote and switched it off. I insisted she tell me what was wrong. She dropped a bombshell on me. She was cheating on me. I couldn't believe it. I felt like my entire world was falling apart. I couldn't believe that this small accident with our son would cause her to cheat on me. I kept asking her to explain herself, but she sat on the couch blank-faced. Then she told me she had actually been cheating on me for 7 years. Our son is 6. I don't really know what to do now. Apparently she's been cheating with her coworker Steve. I hate him. TL. Dear, I lied to my wife about our son's head injury and I learned that she has been having an affair for years. Wow, what an escalation. Maybe a paternity test is in order. You accidentally injure your son. She has been cheating for years. The two don't seem related. 1. Paternity test. 2. A 1-hour knockout in most cases would still mean severe brain damage. Good on you for getting the medical treatment. But if someone isn't right back up after a medical attention is critical. How did you cock out Steve's kid with a tiny toy? Wasn't unconscious for even an hour. How were you not panic calling 911 while your son was unconscious? Any loss of consciousness after a head injury is a sign of brain injury. I also wouldn't leave you alone with a kid. See in creative writing. Plot was a mess. Missing commas in several places. Head impact leading to loss of conscience is a sign of brain injury. You injured Steve's kid. That's why she's upset. Sounds like the Kung Fu hillbilly from the Jerry Springer Show. Don't go ninjaing nobody that don't need ninjaing. https u2.be/0z2uter6j2dg D. Writing assignment. You got a worse mark for trying to turn the story around from knocking out your kid and not being worried about it, to the time-old tradition of Reddit attention by being cheated on. She would go out every weekend or would have to stay late at work most nights. She dropped a bombshell on me. She was cheating on me. Really? You didn't see that? LMAO? Time to grab the kendama. Damn bro, good luck with that, yikes. I am sorry. Dude, I know how you feel in a way. My ex-wife cheated on me, too. It began after my son was born and it was with a coworker. Luckily, my son is mine, no doubt with the looks. He looks just like my dad and myself. Keep your head up and get a paternity test even if he is not yours. He can still be part of your life. I don't know where the previous post is. Why did you hit your son with a kendama? I highly doubt this incident sparked the cheating. I think the incident has given her a way to confess to cheating while blaming you for it. Cheaters never confess on their own, they keep cheating until caught or until their partner does something they can blame the cheating on. Some people are saying you should get a paternity test, and you absolutely should because your wife sounds like an untrustworthy individual. Best of luck with where your path takes you. Oh, just saw the 7 years part. Absolutely get a paternity test. I know this isn't the sub for this, but ETAH. How do you knock who you think is your son out and then try to shift blame on a donut shop? And also, I am sorry to hear you've been being cheated on for longer than your son's even been alive. Like everyone else here said, get a paternity test, but Jesus, if knocking out a child, then not even worrying about him being unconscious for 15 minutes. Doing the math from the time frame you've given, because you saying it wasn't even an hour is a whole different scary sentence. Isn't a good straw to break the camel's back on. I don't know what is. My girlfriend fell and hit her head off the ground at an amusement park and went unconscious for maybe 15 seconds, and she still was not only twitching to a point people around us were worried if she was having a seizure, but she also got a concussion, and to this day, months later, she now has light sensitivity, and bright lights for prolonged periods of time makes her dizzy. I can't even imagine how bad it must be for a kid who was down for minutes on end. You should probably call up Steve and apologize for hitting his son. I have to believe this is made up. But on the off chance it isn't, you are a horrible parent, and I feel bad for this kid. Cheating mom and a dad who lets a kid remain unconscious for an hour without doing a thing. One thing you should absolutely do is get a paternity test.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.